Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to talk about how you can manipulate a few of CSS syntax to actually create these really fun and good looking buttons, alright, where people actually are excited to click on, right? So the first thing you want to know is that there's actually like two steps to edit the button. The first step is you want to know the button exact code so you can call the button and do the changes. Now, the button exact code is actually just .l button, just like it is written right here, okay? That's the very first thing. The second thing is that you need brackets to actually do something and modify its appearance or whatever you are looking at. So the first thing is write that, and the second thing is that you actually need like a code to change the properties, right? So really cool, really simple. Let's jump right in. The first thing you want is you want the shadow. You want to create a shadow. So let's go ahead to CSS-matic and let's create a pretty cool shadow. Now here you can manipulate the x-axis, the x offset, the y offset, and then the blur and the spread radius. Cool. Now after that you can add the shadow color differently, the box color. This one here is actually not going to do anything whatsoever. It's just for example right here. And then you have the opacity of the shadow. Cool. Awesome. Now after you adjust it to the looks like you really like, you just copy the text that you have right here. Did you copy it? Awesome. Because now we are going to go to the CSS, and now in the L button we are going to call the L button, open brackets, and then we are going to paste it right there. Okay. One more thing, because this is really freaking important. After that, you add the important. See? So just grab the important and paste in the other ones as well, because this is going to override everything that tries to change this property. Cool? Awesome. Now, what can you do? Because right now we did nothing to the buttons, right? What can you do to actually give this function to the right button? Now, that's when the third thing comes into place, which is calling specific set of buttons. Right here I have three colors, three different shadows, right? So what did I do? I went to settings, CSS info, and changed the title. Now I have a title of button 1 that I can edit for this specific element. So now I'm gonna go to the CSS, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create something that is called button 1, and then I'm going to add all the things that I want the button 1 to have as properties. Cool. So how do I do that? If you notice this thing before the brackets, you have the L button call, and then you have something that is really weird, which is div data title button 1. Now what you are doing is just calling the div that has the title button 1, and then has the element property L button, and after that you can do some property changes. Cool. So let's try to do some exercises with this one. Okay, so right now here I have a button that is called funnel hacker. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you want to create a button. So let's go ahead, form button. This is a normal button with the button title, and now you can call it anything you like. Let's call it keyboard. Okay, now you just copy it and update it. Okay, you have keyboard. Now what you're gonna do is you are going to create something identical to that. Okay, so we are going to paste it here for now. We are going to call the div data title. But right now, instead of button, we just paste keyboard right there. Cool. After that, we summon the L button. We open and close some brackets right there. And then we give the properties that we want for that button. In this case, what I am going to do is I am going to add a background color. So I'm going to add a background color, which I'm going to choose, for example, this green. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. Background color is going to be this X code. And remember, I want to give this property important. And as you can see, this already changed. Awesome. Now the next thing is I want to add a shadow, right? So let's go ahead and take this color and go here to change the shadow color, okay? And right now we have a new updated code that we can paste right after with, if you remember, with the important. Cool. Now after that you pretty much have the shadow there. Let me see if everything is, yeah, for sure. So right now you have this one, right? You see, you copy, you go to the keyboard, L button, and then you paste it here. And now it should be right there. Let me see in a different scenario. So here with the white, so let's add this one. All right, so here keyboard, let's update it, and now let's remove this one here. Keyboard, L button, background, important. See, this is also part of troubleshooting. Important. Alright, let's try to give it a different property. There is more visible, because I'm pretty sure that it's because of that. Okay, keyboard. Let's paste it here. There we go. Now we actually see the shadow. It was too soft, but now there you go. You have the shadow there, right? So this is something that you can do and can change. And right here, what you want to do is that this is the RGB parameters. So this is the red, the green, and the blue. And then this is the number of the opacity. Right now it's 1. You can change it to 1. Let's call it 1.5. 1.5. And now it's going to decrease right there. Let's make it 0. So we need to change here as well. Okay, so now it's half opacity. All right, so that's pretty much about it. Go ahead, play around with all the parameters that you can do, the borders, everything that you find interesting to play around.